Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show. The show is about transforming lives one story at a time, and I'm always excited to invite people from every walk of life to come and share their heart stories. And I'm so excited to have back for the second time a wonderful individual who's making waves in the film industry. Lonzo Nzekwe is a Nigerian Canadian, acclaimed film director and producer based in Toronto, Canada. He is the CEO of IronFlix Inc., a film production and online movie streaming platform with special focus on movies from Africa and the African diaspora. So Lonzo's debut feature film, Anchor Baby, won 13 international awards, including Best Film and Best Actress at the 2010 Harlem International Film Festival. And I'm so excited that Lonzo is relaunching the film Anchor Baby, and it's going to be appearing on Netflix May 20th. So please, without further ado, welcome Lonzo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for inviting me to your show.
Oh, it's a pleasure, and I'm so excited that we reconnected after 10 years. When we sat down together, and I believe the lead actress, Omoni, she was one of the people we chatted with about the movie, and I saw the movie in 2010, and it was really amazing. It touched me in so many ways, and I just really excited about what we're going to share today. But before we get into talking about Anchor Baby, let's talk about you and your background leading up to becoming a film producer. Can you tell us a little bit about your background, Lonzo?
Oh, well, growing up, I was more into sports. I used to play basketball back home in Nigeria, and so when I traveled around 97, I left Nigeria and moved to England. So I kind of started like getting into more the creative industry in terms of like music. So when I moved to the States around 99, I studied some as a recording engineering, and then after that I had an independent label back then. So basically, my life was in the music industry. Basically, that's how I started in the entertainment industry. And then in 2010, when I moved to Canada, as you can see, I've triangulated the world pretty much from Nigeria to England to the U.S. and Canada. And then in 2010, I actually started writing Anchor Baby in 2009 when I took a course on editing course somewhere in Toronto. I did an editing course, and then in the course of doing that course, I figured that I could actually write a screenplay. So, and that's how Anchor Baby was born. It was one of the fastest screenplays I've ever written in my life, and I wrote it, directed it, and produced it as well. Self-funded everything from scratch. And back in 2010, we shot the movie, and today's history.
Fantastic. So, Lonzo, tell me about the whole idea of an Anchor Baby. I mean, that's such a powerful title. But before we talk about the film and the actors, what exactly is an Anchor Baby, if you can tell us that?
Okay, actually, Anchor Baby is a term. It's actually a derogatory term that, they used to describe kids born by foreign citizens or foreigners in America or any part of the developed countries like the U.S., Canada, UK, whatever. So it's a derogatory term people use to describe babies born by foreigners. So, and the term anchor, it's almost a suggestive term that like the kids, the mothers or the parents, are trying to have these kids in order to anchor them to become citizens. right? So, and that's where the term was came from, basically. So, but when you really delve into the whole meaning of the term, you realize that it's wrong in the first place, because just the mere fact of having kids in a foreign country doesn't grant you automatic citizen. Not in America, not in Canada. You understand? You can still be deported even if you have a kid born in that country. The kid, will become a citizen because of the law of the land, but you, as the mother or the parents in general, don't get to become citizens just by having a baby. So the term anchor, it's actually more like a political term that is being used to describe these kids, and also used to kind of like deny this immigrants or illegal immigrants, their rights that that they deserve when they come into the country. So I wanted to explore that term, and also what these parents and their kids go through when they are faced with such a dilemma of whether they want to stay or go back to their own country. So, and I kind of painted it from the point of view of the mother and the kid being a victim in the whole process, right? So you could tell, like, when you see the film, you could tell that the trauma and the tribulations that this family go through, and who gets to pay the ultimate price at the end. So it's just basically what I wanted to explore, just to see how this whole thing affects both the parents and the kids in the whole process.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the film itself and the storyline, and who are the main actors?
Okay, in the film you have Omoni Oboli, who's a Nollywood star from Nigeria. She played the lead role. And then we have Sam Sapong, God rest in peace. Sam Sapong passed away in 2016. I'm not sure if you're aware of that.
I was aware. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Very sad.
He played the lead. Yeah, he played the husband. And then we have in the Canadian. He's actually Ghanaian. But he was born in England by Ghanaian parents. And but he grew up in the U.S. in L.A. So he's kind of like me, like triangulated the world and settled in the U.S. And then you have Terry Oliver, who's a Canadian actor, Michael Scraggs, Colin Paradigm, Rachel Antrell, who's in a whole bunch of TV series here in Canada, and lots of other great actors that are featured in the film.
So the storyline is, from what I remember from watching the movie, was that there's this married illegal immigrant couple, and then Omoni Oboli, her name is Joyce in the movie, and Sam Sapong, the actor who we still miss. He passed away in 2016. His name was Paul Unanga in the movie.
Unanga, yeah.
Yeah. So they were ordered by the U.S. immigration to leave the country.
Right.
Okay.
Basically, this couple, and the log line basically goes, this Nigerian couple moved to the U.S. to have they came there with a regular visa, and the visa's expired, and they were ordered to leave the country by the immigration, and they refused to leave until they had their baby born in the country, so the baby can become an American citizen. So they resort to hiding and trying to get away from the law until the baby, until they have the baby, so the baby can become a citizen. So in the process of them hiding, the husband is caught and deported, leaving the wife now, Joyce, to kind of like take care of herself, and she was almost due at the time. So she had to take care of herself and have the baby and still achieve the dream. So the husband advises her to stay, and make sure she gets the goal, which they all agreed to. And then the fallout from the whole thing is what's captured in the film. I wouldn't want to ruin it for anybody that has yet to see the film, but it's a really emotional roller coaster of a movie that kind of paints the picture of what a lot of immigrants, both legal and illegal immigrants, go through in foreign lands in order to just achieve something that a lot of people take for granted, like citizenship.
Absolutely. And in terms of the relevance of the movie in this particular time in which we live, it's a real hot topic, especially in the United States, because of a bill which Republican State Senator Russell Pierce and State Representative John Kavanaugh intend to formally introduce in the legislature. So what's your comment on that?
I don't really know about the bill, so I can't speak much on the bill, but I knew even when I did this movie in 2010, this had always been like a hot topic, especially in the United States. And that's why, even though we shot the movie in Canada, we set the movie in the United States, because I knew it was something that was more prevalent in the U.S. as opposed to Canada, right? It was a bigger issue in the U.S. About immigration, So I focused more in the U.S. and this one that we're releasing with Netflix now, it's a remastered version. So I also added the little elements of what's happening now in this movie. So even if you've seen the movie before, you still have to see this one. So from the first question you asked me, what is the term, anchor baby? That's the first frame of the film. So it's like a Webster Dictionary description of what anchor baby means. So if you're watching the movie, even if you watch it for the first time and you're watching it, that's the first thing you see. So you get to understand what the film is all about before we now delve into the film. And then at the end of the film, I also I kind of give you the rundown of the American dream and, the Statue of Liberty and all that stuff. So these were not in the original picture. So because it's a remastered version, so we added all this and, also made a dedication to Sam Sapong, our friend who passed away after doing this movie. So it's I feel like, this project, it touches more on what's happening now. Like if you look at the immigration situation, especially with their President Trump, who will stop at nothing to kind of ship every both legal and illegal immigrants. He just doesn't want immigrants in his country from every thing that I've seen so far. You understand? Just the other day, he banned Nigerians, basically from getting visa and coming into the United States for immigrant visa. You understand? This is not illegal, but the ones that come in legally, So when you watch this film, it's a way to kind of put people in the shoes of people who are immigrants. I was an immigrant. I immigrated here from Nigeria as well. So, I understand this life, but a lot of people, when it doesn't affect them, it's hard for them to understand. But sometimes what a movie does is put somebody that, that you can have other things in common with, and then put them in a situation where, as long as you're feeling something for the character, and then you watch them go through that type of drama and trauma in order to just make sure that their kid is okay. You understand? Then maybe it can allow people who maybe in the past have been like kind of closed off to have a little empathy for immigrants, you know, and that's
absolutely
the genuine place I kind of wrote that from.
Understood. And you know, I'm an immigrant myself. I immigrated to Canada from Jamaica when I was 3 years old. And we have our own story too of immigrants in Montreal, Quebec, and having to, you know, make so many adjustments very quickly.
Sense, someone like you would be considered an anchor baby, because if you came here at 3, you understand, they still look at it like, oh, you're coming here to become a citizen because you weren't born here, right? So they kind of like expand the word. It's not even like a word that makes sense in the real sense of it, but they use it as a political term to say, oh, these people are anchor babies. But when you really look at it, you see that it doesn't really hold any water in the true sense of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a wonderful and it's such a timely initiative of, you know, relaunching it. Like I said earlier, in these times that we are living, because there's such a wave of anti-immigration sentiment that it's a really good thing to insert in people's lives, as you said, who may not have had the immigration experience like you and I did, but really need to understand the plight of immigrants and adjustments and Canadian experience and all the other type of experiences they have, you know, discrimination, marginalization. So it's a wonderful way to illustrate this experience. So it is going to be released May 20th on Netflix. Congratulations. That's very exciting. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you know, Netflix is the biggest platform that we've released this film, that we're about to release this film, compared to in the past. Like when we did the film had a theatrical release in Nigeria, Ghana, and other parts of Africa, and then we also released it in theaters in Canada here and the UK. Right, and then it's gone through like some other streaming platform in the past, like the iTunes, but those are like transactional VOD where you pay and you buy it. But then you know, recently Netflix contacted us. They heard about the movie and contacted us and told us that they interested in having it on their platform. So, and I figured it's gonna be a huge stage because, you know, a lot of people need to see this film. A lot of people haven't seen it. You know, people heard about the movie, you know, but after the theatrical run was over, so a lot of people didn't have an avenue to see the film. But now, you know, Netflix are interested, you know, did the deal, and it's coming on May the 20th. So even if you go to Netflix right now, you will see it in the coming next week section. So you can just click the remind me. I think that's the button just below the poster. On the poster, you can see the poster in the coming next week section. And then you just click the little remind me so that, you know, it'll remind you on that day, because we want to have a big opening with Netflix because, you know, it's definitely going to transpire into something bigger.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, very excited for that day, and I'll press my remind me button right now. I have my Netflix just a couple of a keyboard away, so I'm going to do that right now. And tell us, Lonzo, how can people connect with you on social media?
I'm on social media. My Facebook and Instagram is in my name, Lonzo Nzekwe, at LONZONZEKWE. So one word, Lonzo Nzekwe, one word, no space. You can find me on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. in the same name. Also on Twitter, I'm Director Lonzo, DIRECTOR, DIR, right? DIRECTORLONZO. So that's my handle on Twitter.
Excellent. Thank you so much for just having the time with us to share this amazing movie with us and all the wonderful elements involved in the movie. Thank you again. And before we conclude today, can you just offer us some kind of inspirational message for those who need it, who need some encouragement through this global experience of COVID-19? Many of us are going through a range of emotions, and just wanted to know if you had some advice to give us.
The only thing I always said, and I was telling people when the thing started, is to always keep busy, right? So whatever it is that you were doing prior to that, you also have to find a way to keep yourself busy, because when you get lazy and, kick back and wait for the pandemic to go back to normal, one thing I know for a fact is that we will not go back to normal. It's going to be a new normal. So I don't really know what the new normal is going to be. So take advantage of this free time that you have now, because once we get back out there, everyone gets back to the hustle again, right? And then we start wishing, I wish I had enough time to do this. And, so we don't really know when and how things are going to pan out. So what I do, and I can only speak for myself, is I don't let this experience go to waste. So I do something. I take advantage of it. I read, I write, I invest. I take advantage of, the bad times. Like I do investments as well. So I try to buy stocks and stuff. So I take advantage of the stocks that are down, and then acquire some, because this is the best time you can buy. They say you buy when there's blood on the street. Not saying that you want to take advantage of, people in this situation, but this is what we found ourselves in, right? So you have to make the best of it, because, we don't know how long this is going to last. Read, write, improve, learn something new, so that when 10, 15 years from now, when you're telling your kids about this story, about what happened during the COVID-19, you can say, that was when I learned this. But, just take something out from the whole situation, and that's what I'm doing. So I hope others can find a way to make it beneficial to them. And then one more thing, I think we're planning, it's not official yet, but we're planning to do like a Netflix party, like a viewing party on May 20th for the release. We're still working out the kinks to make sure that it's possible. So basically what we're trying to do is do a launch party where when, on the day off, we will have a time where we all watching the Anchor Baby at the same time. So, and with the actors also, so we could do a Q&A and stuff like on the platform. So, but I'll send the stuff on my Instagram page, on my Facebook page as well, at Lonzo Nzekwe, LONZONZEKWE. So if you watch the space, follow me, and you get more updates on how we're planning to do that. But it will be a cool thing to just have everybody tune in, and we can watch, on the day of its release. Have everybody watch it at the same time.
That'd be great. To have that kind of group experience. That'd be fantastic. Right. Yeah. Looking forward to that. Lonzo, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your words of wisdom. And we are so anticipating the release of Anchor Baby May 20th on Netflix. So please connect with Lonzo on social media, and we are concluding the show right now. So, Lonzo, thank you again. Hope to see you on the other side when we are released from this lockdown, and all the best to you. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You've been listening to the Nikki Clarke Show with our very special guest, Lonzo Nzekwe. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.